Tonight we take a journey into the spirit realm of the Idaho 4. How can we be of service to these souls and their families? Bring your intuition and your compassion as we journey in to the spirit realm, the Idaho 4. Hello, welcome to True Crime Psychic Eye, where our cases are chosen intuitively and helping those in need comes first. If you're drawn to truth and compassion and you're seeking answers for the unheard, this is where you belong. My name is Miriam, and I am a psychic medium and a teacher of spirituality. Tonight's case has been a long time coming. We have had a lot of requests for it. How we choose which cases to do and when is all driven by intuition. So tonight we are finally ready to read the Idaho 4. Meet Denise. She's a psychic medium, life doula, and Reiki healer who helps women align with their inner wisdom to become their own maven. Myself and Denise do not follow or read up on true crime specifically so we can come in as clear as possible. Of course, many cases, such as this one, are very high profile. So if we have read or heard about the case, this will be shared at the top of the episode. And please meet our researcher for the night, Jen, who will be assisting with pre-show prep and on-the-fly research. I make that sound real grand. Join us over on Patreon at Miriam Farish. Hold on, I'm going to give you guys a QR code to scan. We offer a 7-day free trial. You can watch a lot in 7 days. And you can try out everything. Over there, we've got true crime. Our work is very diverse, so you'll see many tiers. If you're a paranormal enthusiast, true crime enthusiast, or interested in learning your connection to spirit, raising your vibration, we have both available. We have all three available, separate and together. You get a discount if you roll it all up. Tonight, we will have our live show wrap up on Patreon exclusively immediately following this episode. So for our Patreon members, please write down any questions that may come up for you tonight during the live, and we will discuss them after, along with an interesting follow-up that Jen brought to our attention regarding the Lynette Hooker case. So that's exclusively on Patreon after this. There's your little QR code. Next Monday is Pop Therapy and True Crime Files. We have fun with Pop Therapy. It's a tad bit lighter. Sometimes it can go dark, but we tend to laugh and have fun. The colors are bright, and we are on a mission to have some fun and smile a little bit doing this work. And then every other Thursday night is my collaboration with private investigator Savannah. That is this Thursday night. So it is important for us to always be mindful of being respectful to the families involved. So we try not to diminish the pain and suffering and to not point blame or judgment. We encourage a community experience. So please put your questions and intuition in the chat. If there's anything that we feel should not be verbalized out loud for the safety of our team or the case being discussed, we will decline to answer. Any tangible information we get, we will pass on to authorities. With that being said, dude, it's time. Tonight, the Idaho 4 on November 13th, 2022, 4 University of Idaho students were found stabbed at and unalived, I don't know what words we can say anymore, on off-campus home, at their home off-campus on King Road in Moscow, Idaho. Obviously, this shocked the local community and drew national attention due to the brutality and the young age of the victims. That was a big mouthful of an opening. How are you, ladies?
Pretty good.
Doing great.
You ready to tackle this?
Sure.
We're here for it.
You're like, we're here, right?
Thanks for
Okay,
that
so
intro.
we're starting with
What's
the
that?
unexpected.
Interesting. All right. So you guys be prepared for the unexpected. Let me do this. Jen, do what you do best. Tell us, what are we doing? What is happening? What is this?
All right. I was not familiar with this case. I had I briefly remember hearing about it several years ago when it happened, but since it came onto our docket, it's intense. There's a lot to it. On the surface, though, the official investigation is basically closed. I'm just going to give you guys a background for anyone here that isn't familiar with it, so bear with me. So after years of investigation, countless theories, and one of the most heavily discussed criminal cases in recent memory, the Idaho 4 murders have largely been solved. We know who committed the crime. We know how investigators identified him. We know the evidence that led to his arrest and eventual guilty plea. Yet despite those answers, the case continues to fascinate people because several important questions remain unanswered. And as you mentioned, Miriam, the Idaho 4 murders occurred during the early morning hours of November 13th, 2022, at an off-campus rental house located at 1122 King Road in Moscow, Idaho. The victims were University of Idaho students Kaylee Gonzalez, 21 years old, Madison Maddie Mogan, 21 years old, Xana Kernodle, 20, and Ethan Chapman, 20 years old. Two other roommates, Dylan Mortensen and Bethany Funk, survived. On the evening of November 12th, the victims spent time with friends and at various social locations around Moscow. Kaylee and Maddie were downtown before returning home. Ethan and Xana attended a gathering at the Sigma Chi fraternity house before returning to the King Road residence. Investigators believe the murders occurred between approximately 4 a.m. and 4:25 a.m. Evidence later showed that Xana was awake shortly before the murders. She had received a DoorDash delivery and was reportedly active on TikTok shortly before the attack. According to surviving roommate Dylan Mortensen, she heard noises during the night and eventually opened her bedroom door and saw a masked male dressed in black walking past her toward the rear exit of the house. She later described the man as having bushy eyebrows. One of the most important discoveries at the crime scene was a K-bar knife sheath found near two of the victims. Investigators recovered a male DNA profile from the snap of that sheath. At the same time, investigators reviewed extensive surveillance footage and identified a white Hyundai Elantra repeatedly driving near the King Road house during the timeframe of the murders. The vehicle was eventually linked to Brian Koberger, a criminology PhD student attending Washington State University in nearby Pullman, Washington. After identifying Koberger, investigators obtained cell phone records that allegedly showed his phone traveling toward Moscow before the murders, his phone seizing communication with the network during the murder window, his phone reappearing after the murders, multiple prior visits to the area surrounding the King Road residence. Investigators then used genetic genealogy techniques to identify the source of the DNA recovered from the knife sheath. While Koberger was visiting family in Pennsylvania, investigators collected discarded family trash and compared the DNA profile. The results indicated that the DNA on the sheath likely belonged to a biological child of the male whose DNA was found in the trash. Following Koberger's arrest, investigators obtained a direct DNA sample from him and confirmed the match. Brian Koberger was arrested in Pennsylvania on December 30th, 2022. Over the following years, prosecutors continued building their case through digital evidence, surveillance footage, DNA evidence, witness statements, and forensic analysis. One of the most notable aspects of the investigation was that authorities never identified a meaningful prior relationship between Koberger and any of the 4 victims. Although many theories emerged, investigators never established that Koberger personally knew the victims. In 2025, Koberger pleaded guilty to all 4 murders and a related burglary charge. The guilty plea eliminated the need for a trial and formally established his responsibility for the killings. He was sentenced to 4 consecutive life sentences without the possibility of parole. Even after the plea, one major question remains unanswered: motive. To this day, investigators have not publicly explained exactly why Koberger selected the victims or the King Road residents. While the identity of the killer is no longer in dispute, the reason behind the murders remains one of the enduring mysteries of the case. Although we are here because so many people don't believe that he is the killer. The official investigation has closed, but online sleuthing over the case is at an all-time high. There are so many conspiracies surrounding this case. I haven't even scratched the surface with all the hours I put in to this point. Theories such as drug-related theories, Sigma Chi theory, Aryan Night theory, and multiple killer theory, just to name a few. Thanks to our Patreon contributors for forwarding your research to me. Depending on how our show goes, we may have a part 2. So, I think the number one question is, did he do it?
Okay.
We can start there.
Yes, I have my fan on for a sec. That's why I did
also
the,
have Penny in case.
Okay, Penny's here. Thank you, Elaine, for helping with research. She's our Patreon community member, and Danae, thank you for your help. Okay, so Jen, when we look at photos, we're looking at photos in Dropbox. I got your the one that says tonight.
Perfect.
So is there? Let's see. What's the guy's name who went to prison?
Brian Koberger.
Is he on here?
Yes.
Which one is it? Here, orange suit. Yeah, I see him in. I see him. Who does why do people not believe he did it?
I'm not sure what the origin is, how it all started. Again, I'm just trying to wrap my arms around this very massive sub-thought theories going on. There's so many, it's a college town. There's Aryan Nation Brotherhood is pretty rampant. There's drug, parties, drug trafficking. There was a drug bust right around the same time as this happened with these young college students. I don't know why people just started. I think it started from the beginning, from what I could see. They just thought that it was a cover up. Without giving you too much information.
Okay.
I don't want to say too much. Okay. I do need to get my charger. I have to step 1 second.
And Jen, I think, is your screen sliding door open?
No, it's closed.
Oh my God, how loud was that car?
What?
Okay. Did I heard, maybe I'm the only one
that
that
heard. It was a very loud motorcycle.
Oh, it was a motorcycle. That's why. Okay.
I have single pane windows.
Jen, can you put some cones outside your apartment so people don't drive fast? That would be awesome. Thank you.
During this window, you guys can't drive fast.
Okay. So there is a connection to, I think, Bethany. I know she survived, right?
Yes.
That poor girl must be haunted for a lifetime. Now,
which one's Bethany?
So the pictures are labeled.
Yes, most of them are. Some of the ones that I grabbed weren't labeled, and I didn't have time to relabel them. But if you look at the one that says victim, Bethany is not. Yeah, Bethany should be labeled.
And Dylan, was Dylan a victim?
No, Dylan also survived. Hold on.
So were Dylan and Bethany roommates of them also, or were they just there?
Yes, they lived in the house. Yes.
So,
and let me tell you,
7 of them lived together?
No, Ethan was Xana's boyfriend.
Okay.
Where's Xana on here?
Look at the file called victims.
Oh, there. Got it. Okay, Madison. Madison is and Kaylee, maybe. I'm feeling like that for sure. Madison, maybe also Kaylee. That there is a. By no means this was their fault, but there's something about them. Okay, let's just start with that. Who is, so this is an interesting twist. Xana's mom. This picture of Xana's mom,
Yeah.
is that her mom in the yellow shirt?
Yes.
I don't have those pictures.
No,
So-
it's in the Tonight file.
I don't
So-
have a Tonight file.
Yeah. So if you
So-
go into
Idaho 4.
Yeah, I don't, it's fine. I don't have it.
so I can it's in the true crime Dropbox.
Yeah,
you in-
I don't have it. I have all our other stuff. I don't have that. It's okay. It's
So
fine.
I'm sending you the link now.
Mainly just because I wanted to see what you're seeing.
Oh yeah, you need to see what.
Yeah, I'll show you how to navigate it after the show, but I'm sending you the link now. I'm emailing it to you, so you'll have access, so you'll see the folder.
Yeah, I actually don't have that folder. I have all of the other ones. I just
Yeah,
don't have
I
that.
emailed you the link.
Oh, then no. Well, yes, now you did, but I don't have it in my Dropbox. Like,
Okay.
While
Okay.
you're looking for that, Denise, I just want to get back to Miriam on. You said, why do people think that he didn't do it? Be Better 1129 is saying that one person could not provide all of the wounds to 4 people. The 4 were placed in that home and staged. That's what she's saying.
Why couldn't one person do it?
Well, it happened in about a matter of, I want to say they initially said 8 minutes. And then I think I was watching some stuff last night that she had sent from, and the police said it was like an 8-minute window, the attack. And then it kind of got reduced down to like a 4-minute window. And I don't know, but then let's see, what else does she say? One man took down people on his own. Rumors about the college town have deep connections to dark things. Okay, thank you for that, Be Better 1129.
Okay, so I want to talk about Xana's mom for a minute. This picture, Xana's mom, Maddie's
Stepmom, yep.
So is this Xana's mom, and it's that same woman is also Maddie's stepmom?
No, hold one second. Let me get back to that picture really quick. That was given to me. Let me get
So
it.
there's 3 pictures there. There's the lady with the black hair with
Yep.
the yellow shirt.
It says it on the thing. So let's see, Xana's mom. And then the next picture is Madison's dad and stepmom. And then the last picture is Kaylee's dad, who knows everything.
So Xana's mom, is that a mugshot?
Yes, she has a history of drug use and abuse and has a rap sheet.
So there she's involved. Denise, did you get the file?
yeah.
Okay.
She set them up.
Yeah, I think she might have a lot more to do with it than, or what are they talking about her? How did she slide past all this?
That's a good question. All I know is that just a brief that she was involved, has a drug history and could be tied to the Aryan Knights drug trade because of her history. So who in the comments can help answer Miriam's question?
So there's something
What's the
about,
mom's? What's
Go
her
ahead.
name? What's the stepmom's name?
Kara Kernodle.
yeah, but that's not who we're looking at, right? Because that's the woman in the middle.
No,
Kara?
no, the one on the left is Kara. The one in the yellow is Kara.
And who's the one in the middle?
The middle is Madison's stepmom.
Okay. So what's the gentleman's name? gentleman that went to prison for this?
Brian Coburg.
He's involved, but not to the, I don't feel that I don't think he actually did it. Why is he, though? What I don't understand is if he didn't actually do it, why did he plead guilty?
Because I think because of the death penalty.
We're getting information that Xana's mom was a confidential informant, and there were arrests of her prior and following the murder.
There were arrests prior to the murder?
Yes. Yeah, she has the rap sheet. She'd been arrested before. And but I think following the murder, I didn't see anything that she was arrested in connection with the case. But
Oh, gotcha. I see. Okay. I'm okay, so let me look at this house. Defense. Ann Taylor, she's the defense attorney, so she was legal help.
Representing Brian.
Okay, let me see. I feel like Bethany is going to remember something that's going to affect the case. There is something about this gentleman who pleaded guilty that isn't 100% correct as far as his level of involvement. He was dating someone at their school. Or was trying to date someone at their school. That's why he was there. But Xana's mom, was there a, does anyone talk about, was there a blow up or a fight, which is, I mean, not unusual for college girls, but was there some sort of fight with Xana and the other girls? Not Xana. Yeah, Xana.
Not that I know of.
What's confusing the situation too is that Xana's mom, Xana was a victim, and her mom is not totally clean of this, but she's really good at what she does and hiring, finding, setting up. She obviously struggles with drug use, but she has a very excellent criminal mind of navigating and pulling off. Xana wasn't supposed to be part of this. It was just supposed to be Madison and Kaylee. And Ethan wasn't supposed to be part of this. It was just Madison and Kaylee. So how did Xana and Ethan get caught up in it?
Let's see. That's a good question.
And I feel like the judge was pushing to wrap this case up. And I'm not saying he did anything illegal, but there was a you better get this and get it done attitude. And I feel like there's this sense of a fall guy because they wanted to be able to say they took care of this because of the string of violence that has actually been going on in that town and running under the radar. Are one of the victims' families in law or police? Kaylee or Madison?
I'm guessing. All I know, what I did find was that Kaylee's family, the Gonzalez, they have been the most vocal in terms of pushing back to find information, things like that.
Kaylee's dad, Kaylee's family is the most removed from this in the sense of if I'm reading this correctly, they have a clean, like they're good, decent people. And they don't have any history of anything. Brian's dad is a concern for me also. Why did they not call in his dad?
Let's see. I don't know if they did or not, because his dad lives in Pennsylvania, and that's where they actually caught up with Brian.
So you actually have two, maybe three people involved, not all directly linked. Denise, are you feeling more than one person in there that night?
Yes.
Doing this?
Yeah.
How many do you feel?
There was 3 people there, and there was 2 people carrying out the act. I keep seeing a lot, obviously there was, but I keep seeing a lot of struggle, a lot of like yelling, like it's not supposed to be me, like kind of thing. It's like I think some of them knew what was happening and some of them didn't. And then it got to, I feel like it just got to be a mess in there and they just took out everybody. Even though they were specifically guided towards certain people. But to be truthful, the girls, like if you're not looking at their faces from behind, their hair is so similar that, you know, in the dark, you probably didn't know one from the other. And then they realized, oh, that was the wrong person. And if that's a type of business you're in, you're not going to have any qualms by going to get the right person. You're not going to go, oh, well, sorry, wrong person. You know, we're going to leave it at that.
Yeah, I even had a hard time really distinguishing them. It took me a while to just look and put the name to their faces because they are very similar.
There's something, the motive is what I'm focusing on right now.
Mm-hmm. I feel like there was some type of ring and there was multiple rings to the ring and something was getting ready to be found out. And so they were trying to clear up any loose ends before everything came to light, trying to protect families, certain families, not all families, just certain people. Were the girls that were renting that house, were they Did they all live in that town, or did they all go to school there?
They all went to school there. It was off-campus housing, yeah.
Okay, so they didn't live in that town. I feel like that.
They did. They lived in Moscow, yeah.
Oh, they did.
Yeah. It was
Are you,
Okay.
or Denise, are you asking if they grew up in Moscow?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Let me look. I don't know. Let me see.
Well, that's okay. You don't have that.
Okay.
That's fine. The reason I'm asking that is I feel like the girls that were a little more removed didn't know the type of town they were moving into. I feel like they were not, they didn't grow up in that town. They just wanted to go to that school. And because of their roommates, they got in the middle of, they didn't really know what was going on, but they were starting to get suspicious, is how I feel. And they were asking what felt like too many questions, but they really were just very innocent. They were like, you know, okay, well, why did that happen? You know what I mean? It's like, you know, almost innocent, almost like, you know, somebody threw your glass of water away. It's like, well, I was drinking that. Why would you do that? You know what I mean? It was like super simple questions of that nature.
So I'm going to reverse, like I'm going to sort of work backwards here. So what I feel most prevalent, if we try to piece this together on how we got to this point, the town had a underbelly, an undercurrent of crime. And this would be something that maybe Elaine or Danae, you can look up later. I would be curious. It feels like that town had this growing crime, murders specific, had a problem with that. I don't feel that either of these 4 people, it looks like it was specific to them, but I'm not feeling any sort of crime of passion, jealousy, you owe me, you were questioned. Like there's no connection to these children. There is nothing. This is what is very concerning. And this is what the local authorities don't want out. That there has been a string of murders that they cannot pinpoint, and it's been going on for a long time. And there's no connection to any of these murders. There's no connection. There's no reason. There's no motive. There's no passion. There's nothing. Familiarity, family, friends, nothing is linking anyone to any of these murders. Just like with this, there is no connections. There is no reason for it. Absolutely none. These people that went in and took out these kids don't know these kids from Adam. So why did they go in and do it? All of them, even Xana, whose mother is, you know, at best should be questioned, had nothing. None of them did. Okay, I'm just like driving this home because this is what's coming in super, super clear. Okay, so if we understand this, then let's reverse engineer this night. Let's go back to the car is a white car. It was a white car that had scoped out the place. This is multi person, like Denise said, 2. I'm not feeling the third. I'm not saying the third's not there. I'm seeing 2. So the third may have been, you know, already came in separately. Okay. So because I'm right now, as I'm seeing the car pull up, there's 2 in the car, 2 men, 2 white men, one thin, one stockier build, one mustache, light brown, reddish brown hair. Feels like father son. Feels like father son. And they have a visceral rage towards who they think people who are entitled, who have more, who are luckier, who are happier. A vendetta. There's the vendetta. And that vendetta isn't specific to them, although this was the first time the son chose the victims. That father should be put away. And
I feel like the son chose the victims because I think he liked one of the girls in the house or a friend of the girl or something, and they wouldn't give him the time of day, so he wanted to punish them for treating him, dismissing him.
Yeah. Because earlier, yes, I did feel him connected to someone on campus. Now I said dating, but yeah, this what you said. Yes.
The card that I just pulled is protection, and I know it's a little hard to see so that I don't lose the image completely, but it's actually a cat with a sword. And, you know, the dad went to teach, to groom the son how to do this.
What is the girl's name who survived? Was it Bethany?
Bethany and Dylan. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Bethany has information that she doesn't know she has yet. It's obviously repressed. It's going to start to come out. It's in her subconscious. It's going to start to come out. She's going to be able to put pieces together. And I think they'll be able to get dad.
And then the card that came out when you said that is reciprocity. So that's confirming what you said, that this will come to fruition for her in her subconscious mind. She's going to need to be guarded.
So we have a couple. You guys definitely hit the nail on the head based on some information coming in through the comments and some of the research. There, you said the father's son. So Dylan's boyfriend is Quinn Kelly, and his dad is in the Aryan Knights. There is
Wait, I'm sorry. Hang on really quick. Start over. Who's Dylan?
Dylan is one of the two survivors with Bethany. Dylan is a woman, and her boyfriend is Quinn Kelly, and his dad is in the Aryan Knights.
What's that?
Oh, the Brotherhood, the gang, the white supremacist that kind of run a lot of the dark, probably the drugs and the murders in the town. There is a picture of Quinn Kelly with Dylan in the Dropbox file. They were in a car.
Is it labeled or is it a screenshot one?
I'm looking at it. Let's see. It's going to be.
Oh, there it is. Dylan and boyfriend Quinn. Oh, there's Dylan. What I feel very pretty strong about is that the guy, what's the guy's name who's in jail?
Oh my God, Koberger, Brian Koberger.
Brian would not have pled guilty if he did not have a part in this.
There was suspicion that his family was going to get a payout for him pleading guilty to it.
A payout by who?
Whoever's in charge of this nightmare attack. Can I read? Go ahead.
So let me really quick hold that thought. So what you're bringing to the table is it Brian and his dad, who I'm sort of stuck on right now, or is it Dylan or Dylan's boyfriend and his dad?
Yes. Dylan's boyfriend and his dad. Or there's another, Denise was talking about someone that was attracted to one of the girls in the house, and there was some mention and correct me if I'm wrong, be better. Like one of the police officers was actually, and that picture, the police officer is in our Dropbox as well. Forgive me, but this is still so complicated, and so I'm fumbling. Right. Let me read it.
After looking at these pictures, I feel like the description you gave of the two people in the car, the father son, Miriam, I feel like it is Brian and his father.
Yeah, me too. But I want to see this policeman.
Okay. Let me get back over to it.
I wish Dropbox let you flow through the pictures easier.
I know. I'm like,
you have to like
click in one file, out the other file. Look at this picture, pluck out, go to the next.
Hold on. Okay. I don't see it in there. Hold on. I'll get it.
Why can't I see that?
It didn't get into the tonight.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
It's all right.
But it's there. Let me just find it really quickly. Yeah, there's like Idaho has a fight club. There's just so much. And the Aryan Nation runs the fentanyl. Okay, here's the police involvement. Hold on. Let me find the picture. I'm going to upload it, move it over to your guys' file, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Right now.
Oh, is that Danae? Yeah, Danae, if you can label when you upload, that would be a big help.
Oh, some of it was definitely labeled, but then others weren't. So a lot of content, a lot of great stuff. Okay, so should be there. Officer. Where'd it go? Then she calls him Rosie.
Oh, here he is, Officer
Rosie. Okay.
Hold on, let me refresh.
If yours is set up like mine, Miriam, it's about halfway down.
And it's under officer?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Rosie?
It's underneath the picture of the knife.
Rosie stalking Kaylee?
That's the one I just uploaded right now. That's the officer. Yeah.
That they think is involved in
Officer Rosenthal. Thank you, Denai. And he is named Rosie. Yes.
No.
Okay, now I really do need to step away and get my charger. I'm sorry, I never got it. Hold on.
It's all right.
Right back.
I don't.
It's hard to tell because he's got glasses on. You can't see his face really.
Yeah. But I think when if we go back to it being the underbelly, this crime ring that is just
Mhm.
so prevalent, it isn't just one person. This, I see where that's psychic. So it says officer psychic. Psychic says he stalked Kaylee. I see that. I see that the officer has something's not right with him.
Yeah, there's something off, like energetically. I don't know if he was a part of this ring that caused these unalivings, but he's definitely up to no good.
Yeah. He's like the
He's really
outside, well, how do you say it? He's playing for the good guys, but he's really like undercover for the bad guys.
yes.
It feels like it's very, very corrupt in general.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is where this is why the judge wanted things done quick and clean, because it is way too convoluted. It'll get into the depths, the darkness of the collusion, crime, and no one will then, it's almost like it will muddy the waters so severely that there's no way a jury could ever decipher. And so I mean, and I keep looking at the judge and blaming him, and maybe it's not him, because I don't know if he has that type of control and power, but by looking at him, I'm being told that someone wanted this done, cleaned up, easy, simple, no jury, just get this done and make
Yep.
it look like we know and we are on top of things.
Yeah.
Well, that matches like what the theories are, because when, let's see, Josh Hurwitz, whose picture is in the file, you guys,
Okay.
he came in and people are saying he's the fixer. He came in with the prosecution. He's a former U.S. attorney for Idaho, and he's the one who brokered that plea deal. So Josh Hurwitz. And so
Prosecution, I always get confused. Prosecution is the victims.
no, defense is victims. Prosecution is the, yeah.
Thank you.
That's okay. So the people were surmising, like, what's his relationship with the judge? And did they have a scratch my back, I'll scratch yours type of relationship?
See, I mean, obviously shit's corrupt everywhere. I get that, but it's not I don't feel the judge and Josh are corrupt and like helping each other out. I feel like they both understand that if they want to be able to give closure, A, to the families, and B, to something that has such a long tail, and that tail will not be like, no one will reach the end of that tail with just this case, that the only way to solve it is this way.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't feel Josh or the judge meant ill will or meant it in a shitty way. They meant it in a way of what I just said. And this is when that's the best they can do. Like in a horrifying situation, that's the best they can do. I don't feel that let me leave it at that.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Sorry, is Dylan? I keep looking at this picture of Dylan. She survived, yeah?
She survived.
Okay, go ahead.
She's the one who actually, her and Bethany survived. This happened at 4:30 in the morning. the 911 weren't called until close to 9. And she called another friend over, Hunter Johnson, to come, and he's the one who had gone inside the house because, you know, Dylan and Bethany were just saying that they were confused because everybody had been drinking. So the story, what she said is that she thought that Xana was like passed out, you know, but that they were scared, they were frightened, they locked in each other into the room, you know, downstairs on the first floor. But if you're really scared, then why wouldn't you call 911? You know, so that was a big hole in the story because there was almost 8 hours or
Where
7 hours had gone by before they called 911 to say there's something wrong. My roommate's passed out, you know, type of thing.
yeah, I think they just passed out. I don't think there was I think there was a lot more than drinking going on, and they just passed out.
They were doing recreational drugs too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
So
just think
nobody's time frames were syncing up. They had no concept of what time they got home. They had no concept of what time anybody else got home. They didn't have any. They have no recollection, conscious recollection of time.
Because Dylan had nothing to do with it. And who's the other person? Sorry, I'm really bad with names.
Ethan passed away. No, the other survivor was Bethany.
Oh, so just Dylan and Bethany, the two girls, survived?
Yes. Yeah, 2 girls survived.
Oh yeah, no, they had nothing to. They did not mean to. That was. They didn't. They passed out and they woke up at 9 a.m. I mean, and they weren't putting. I mean, and I just, it's not their. They have nothing to do with it, and honestly, those kids died whether they wouldn't have survived anyway. I mean.
Okay, just added another picture into the file. It's because there were 2 judges. One judge was the one that's close in Moscow, Idaho. John Judge was his name, so he was known as Judge. And because Moscow didn't have the resources to handle this type of case, it got moved over to Boise, Idaho, and into Judge Hippler, who you guys already looked at. So I don't know if you wanted to look at Judge John Judge, just to see if you get a feeling from him, just to rule that out.
So had it been under John Judge, it would have been very different. It ultimately, ultimately, Judge John, why does it say appoints John Judge? Oh, you said his last name is Judge?
Yes.
Oh, gotcha. That's confusing. So it started with John Judge, and they pushed it off to this other guy.
Yes, a different county, to Boise, a bigger county that had the resources. And also because the coverage had, you know, in such a small town, how could you find an impartial juror?
Yeah.
So that's what they said, why they moved it.
I mean, to go back really quick, I mean, Bethany is living with so much guilt.
Okay, so I'm going to go back, scroll up into the comments, because Denai said that Bethany is under a gag order. Let me find that. Bethany was placed under gag order and she was interviewed in Nevada because she left town. Part of her initial reports were lies, and her 911 call came out 8 hours later. But I read that it was Dylan who did the call, but either way, they were all there. Dylan, Bethany, and Hunter, and then Hunter's girlfriend, Emily. So people are thinking that Hunter was one of the people that did the attack. I think I have Hunter in there in our file. Yes, I do. And I didn't label it, but it says photo May 30th, 2026, 7:19. That's Hunter Johnson. See if you guys get any.
And they said he had something to do with it?
People are theorizing that, speculating that, yeah, Hunter and his girlfriend Emily, which I didn't put a picture of.
No.
Okay.
Where's Emily?
Let me find Emily. See how crazy this is? I know. Let me see.
I mean, I also feel like, you know,
Gosh, okay, I'm gonna do something different here.
for some reason, I get a different vibe between Bethany and Dylan as far as their response to this whole thing. I feel like maybe it's just they're dealing with it very differently, different personalities. But
There she is. Okay. Let me get this
I
in.
just don't feel like there was any ill will, and any lying that took place, I think, was just fear-based. I just don't feel I don't feel either of those girls were involved. Did you, Denise? I'm assuming you didn't.
No.
Yeah.
I think they were, I feel like they just lived there and then all of this stuff started coming out and they just kind of got stuck in the proverbial wrong place, wrong time.
Did you put it in there, Jen?
Yes, I'm renaming it right now, Emily.
Oh, okay.
I'm doing it right now. I messed up. Forgot to do that. I keep learning new stuff with all of what we're doing. So thanks, guys.
Okay, what are we looking for?
You're looking at Emily Alant. I put the picture as Emily. This is Hunter Johnson's girlfriend.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
No.
They were there with Dylan and Bethany when they called the 911 and reported the situation.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Right. I don't think there's any. I think it's I think we know I think we narrowed down from our perspective what was happening. I think without getting caught up in all of the noise, I think Denise and I agreed that the cop is sketchy, that he is working for the bad guys, clothed as the good guy. The father son duo, I mean, I feel like that was pretty clear. We saw that. I personally, I don't know, Denise, I think you felt a little differently. I don't feel any of the kids had anything to do with anything. I think what would be very interesting is when when Bethany gets more information, when that starts to surface for her and she feels safe enough to say something, that father's got a history. So I think more is going to come out over time, for sure, right? And is it Kaylee's dad, the one that's relentless?
Yes.
He'll help with that. It's like, what is this black and white photo? It says screenshot. It's a screenshot photo, but it's a black and white guy with really short hair.
That's Brian Koberger's yearbook picture.
That's the guy that we said did it with his dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's the one who's in jail now.
Yes.
Yeah. I keep coming back to that picture.
That's his yearbook picture.
All right. I keep coming back to that. And because, I mean, this is why, honestly, it's like in anything in life, if it's like building a house on quicksand, all of a sudden there's going to be problem after problem after problem. They're going to be like, oh, we'll fix that, get it off the quicksand, and it's like this town is on quicksand. This town is built on crime. It feels like fix the quicksand, i.e. crime, like fix the crime. And we're going to but we're just piecemealing these cases. And that's what's creating all this sleuth fodder, because there's so much to piecemeal from. Whereas if you just get rid of the crime, you can pin it down to just two people. there's just so much crime in there. It's easy to go in all these different directions. It's so easy, and it's like starting off with Xana's mom. Like Xana's mom, dude, talk about, she's lucky that they didn't just grab her and blame her, because that would have been super easy, a done deal. Interesting. The college had received numerous complaints about Brian's behavior towards women.
And he didn't even go to that school, so that's really interesting. His school was about 10 miles away.
So
yeah, he was definitely.
Yeah. Kaylee's dad knows what happens. Did you guys look at the picture of Kaylee's dad?
Where is that?
Okay, let me show you. Let me tell you. I just had
and why does Kaylee's dad know what happened?
It's called Steve
Goncal. Oh, there it is.
Gonzalez. Yeah, that's him on the bottom left. I don't know who the two kids are above with the police officer. They might be.
And then is that the same man that's in the picture with Xana's mom, Maddie's dad?
Yes.
He just has a hat on?
Yes. Yeah, that's him.
Is that the mom with him?
Yes. Yeah.
So, Danae, I want to challenge you with this statement. From an intuitive perspective, when reading him, he shifts into a different mindset in this moment. So he may have OCD daily, but in the moment that this took place, his mind changed. I don't know what that means. Obviously, I'm not a doctor. You're a therapist. You'll know better. But this is where I think sometimes the rubber meets the road, because we have these diagnoses, which is good for people, but when they are they can adjust in and out of it, is what I'm saying. Not everybody, but those that we have read that have extreme behavior, they shift out of that typical behavior pattern, and it's like there's what used to exist no longer does in that moment.
Yeah, it's because it is completely different, but it's almost like they're two different personalities when they shift like that.
Mm-hmm. It feels like two different people. They didn't need to go upstairs. That debt was paid, referring to that they didn't need to go upstairs and kill his daughter. All right. Now we just start. Once I start to get into the weeds, the intuition will go. So I'm not going to be able to respond intuitively to that. Madison was the one BK may have shown me more attention to, and Kaylee had actually moved out, was only back for the weekend. Her ex-Jack is weird breakup before leaving. Okay.
Yeah. There's so many more fingers of this.
We don't think one person did it. Denise felt 3 and I saw 2. So we know at least 3 people did it.
Yeah, I feel like there was definitely 2 people that did the crime. I don't know why I feel there was 3 people. I don't know if there was.
I was just shown who facilitated and who pulled it off. If they hired folks to join them.
Yeah, I
Sure.
almost kind of get the old, the getaway driver. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I almost, truthfully, I see 3 people. I see the 2 in the front. I actually almost see somebody like crouched down in the back seat, so it only looks like there's 2 people.
Mm-hmm.
And then they went in and did whatever they did. Well, we know what they did. I don't know. I almost also feel like that person that was that third person could hear the chaos, and it was getting what this person felt like out of hand.
Mm-hmm.
And he just went away.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, it was almost like this isn't what I was told. I feel like he was like, oh, this is not what I signed up for. This is not what I bargained for. I'm out of here.
I think so as far as how I read, for those of you guys that are watching and offering more feedback, when, like, if you guys noticed in the beginning, like when I go in and I read, that's your information. Like, that's it. So when you start to like piece it apart, you can take anything and twist it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you take the foundation of what's said and then you follow that, meaning you have the facilities to do that, whether it's DNA, whether it's cameras, whether it's phone, cell phone, whatever. So it's like I think I've told you guys this before. When I track lost animals on a regular basis, and my success rate is pretty much about 90%. But what I tell families is, I'm going to give you the information. Don't piece it apart. Don't try and make logic of it. But go out now and start searching with the information I gave you. Because when we start picking it apart logically, it's going to turn into something else. But if you hold on to what was given and you start working around that and you open up the mind and you don't work, listen, crazy people live everywhere. Crazy shit happens all the time. It doesn't always lead to murder. So
Right.
Just because someone's crazy, just because someone's obsessive, just because someone's a stalker, yeah, doesn't mean that they will actually do this. I say that because you have a whole party of people that are here, and to be able to get in and really take out the truth and let that all that other information go behind is a challenge. But you have to be able to see people and see what they're capable of.
Mm-hmm.
Like, intuitively feel what someone's capable of. And that's when you can start really making sense of a chaotic situation. But if we're not coming from that intuitive place combined with your logic, now we're going to grab at everybody. We're going to grab at everybody. And a perfect example for me is when I first looked at Xana's mother's photo. And immediately I knew, I mean, obviously that's a mugshot that I was looking at, but I immediately knew that she's committed, she's capable of unaliving someone. Okay, so put that over here, because that doesn't mean she did it. Just put it over here. And then the clarity intuitively is key. This is why, for those that watch, I talk about the 5 steps to consciousness. My body, my soul, my mind has to be clear. It can't be convoluted. It can't be wanting a story. It can't be wishing, looking, blah, blah, blah. It has to be clear. Okay, so we have a woman who looks like she's unalived people before. Hold on, let me see if that's valid. So then as I start to go through, you realize, okay, she's unalived before, and she's caused a lot of problems, and she didn't like Xana's friends. She didn't do it. She may have known the people, she may have something to do with it, but she's not the prime person to do it. But in order to get all of that out, that's why we come in with zero knowledge. Otherwise, it just becomes this, like, well, he's crazy and he did that and he did that. And all very true. doesn't mean that they pulled off something like this.
Right.
And I'm not like, I'm just sharing with you guys how the work is done and how my work is done. I won't speak for Denise, but that's how my work is done. So I'm not dismiss everything you guys are saying. We want you to share. We ask. We want all of that. But that's why, like, as soon as I start reading this, I'm out. Like now because for me, my brain also starts going, oh, okay, so who was crazy? What was happening? I can't help you now. Now I'm in some soap opera world, right?
Yeah, now I'm in the weeds with everybody, right? And
yeah,
and that's why I try not. Yeah, and that's why when we come in clean, and that's why I kind of don't want to look at comments a lot of times at first, because I want to still tap in intuitively to see what comes through rather than being influenced by, oh, well, I could see how that could happen. Let me check, that sort of thing. So it's very similar, what you see, what you feel, that sort of thing.
Yes.
And that's why I was holding on to the comments, Danae, because she was putting a bunch of stuff. And I said, okay, I'm just going to wait to hear what Miriam and Denise say before I lead them with more info.
Thank you. Yes, that's why we make a great team.
Yes.
I want it to be, but I'm like, I gotta hold back.
Yeah. And so Jen and I talked prior to this, and listen, if there's theories that warrant a part 2, and we could take a like what I keep, like where my intuition keeps bringing me is behind the scenes. So what would be interesting if, Jen, you did some research on that town and saw if there was an unusual amount of crime activity or certain groups or whatever. Honestly, though, as I'm saying all of this, I'm like, is that really something we want to be doing on live? Is that really what we want to be caught up in? We want all these freaking, crazies coming after us? I'm good. So, yeah. So it's like, was the house demolished before court to protect the town, the house owners, or law enforcement? I mean, there's nothing you can do other than demolish something like that. Like that to me is just like, you're not going to ever sell it. No one's ever going to live there. Like it just is common sense to demolish it for sure. That to me. Yeah, go ahead.
Speaking of that, can you guys go back into the file again and look at the co-owner of the house, Scott Perky? Do you want to get a look at that guy and see if you get any vibe on him?
Oh, I saw this guy a couple times.
Yeah, so
yeah, he seems like just sort of a flaky douche. But to me when you say the house was demolished, that just feels like, what else are you going to do with that?
Right. Especially
yeah, I mean,
because the blood was coming. This was gross, but I can say it now. The blood was coming down the outside of the house.
Okay.
But I wonder why. But I'm still thinking, with all the talk of things being staged, that could have been staged.
Why do people think it was? Look into the. Okay, so here's an interesting look into the church. So Jen, just write down what everyone's saying, and let's see where the rabbit hole goes. Thank you, Gina.
The Church of Christ.
Interesting.
Yes.
I'm sorry, that's not funny.
I mean, for them,
but he looks like a creepy weirdo.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, Danae, the Revelations Tarot. I was on her for about 2.5 hours last night, and I'm like, and she just does individual people, and I'm like, this is going to take a month to try and catch up to all of her information. But thank you. It was really interesting. Ships went. Oh.
So the students were selling drugs?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Danae has already uploaded the pastor. I think the church was one of the rabbit holes. Jen was like, I can't go down this one too. There's no time.
Do you want to see him? I could share it with you guys.
The pastor?
Yeah. Let me move him over to the file. It was so much. I'm like, I don't even know where to begin.
Yeah. I mean, we see that he's a genuine registered sex offender again, but I mean, that doesn't equal
Yeah.
taking out a bunch of kids, you know?
No, and I don't know what the laws are in other states, but I mean, here it could be, not that it's simple, but it could be as simple as you peed on the side of the road and you got stopped, and then you have to be registered as a sex offender. So I'm not saying that he's not. I don't think that that's okay, but there's a difference between somebody really perpetrating a crime versus peeing out their car door.
What, Jen, you said you moved a picture?
I did, but now I can't find it. Hold on. It's in tonight. Move. Okay, see if it's there. I'm just getting some weird funky message in Dropbox.
Pastor Doug Wilson.
Got it. Thank you. Yep.
Ooh, that's sketch. My. Yeah, maybe that church would be an interesting rabbit hole. He's sketchy. But so this is just a teaching moment when we talk about intuition. So when I look at the Pastor Doug's photo, that is alarm bells. When you look at Scott Perky, sex offender, yeah, I mean, you look at him and you're like, okay, I definitely don't trust him as far as I can throw him, but I'm not seeing unaliving. With the pastor, I didn't necessarily see unaliving, but there's definitely there's a connection there. There's a capability there.
Yeah, he's a front for something through his church.
Yeah, Danae, I don't think it was demolished to protect anything. I think it was demolished, like I said, because he was just going to lose money because no one would ever live in it again. Anyone could have slid past it because they believe that the sheriffs and other influential people were some of the top players on the scenario. Fear is the best way to keep them in line. Yeah, it's true.
Yep.
All right. We are heading over to Patreon. Thank you to those of us that joined us tonight. We will see, maybe we will do a part 2 solely on the church. See, we have a lot of new people here. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. We have this Thursday, Savannah and I work together on some new cases. Savannah's a private investigator. If you'd like to request cases, please do. We always are looking for recommendations. And we will be on Patreon. You can scan the QR code to find us on Patreon. We've got a ton of stuff over there: paranormal, spirituality, true crime. And right now we're going to be heading over there. We're going to continue this conversation. And we're also going to be looking at a follow-up on, what's her name?
Lynette Hooker.
Lynette Hooker.
Oh, Lynette Hooker. Oh, yeah, Lynette.
In the Bahamas.
Lynette Hooker will be following up on. We offer the 7-day free trial. Join us over there. Thanks to everybody. Thanks again to Elaine and Danae for all of your research. We always use it and always appreciate it.
Yes,
otherwise, we will be back on Thursday night. Thanks, you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for everything. You guys have a good night.